So this is Daniel from the Danish baseball5 team, and just play the video and see how he hits the ball. Alright, so already now I see some good things. I see some things that can also be improved on. First of all, here's one thing that I don't think I've mentioned before. Daniel does something here called hinging, which is you're engaging your lower back. Essentially, it's like kicking out your butt. This will also generate power into his hit here. And then one thing that's also cool is we got Daniel's arm is extended far back, so there's a lot of energy there that he will pull on once he starts swinging his arm. So there's one thing here that I would probably try and see if I can improve on, and that's the stride length. It's a very short stride length, like this can work, but if you were going for power, then there's more power doing a longer stride. Daniel lands on a closed foot, so because he does that, opposed to an open foot or a more open foot, his hips are only going to be this much engaged. So if we open up the foot, then maybe we can have the hips be more open. And there is a lot of energy to be found in having your hips engaged, because although he is landing with a closed foot, he does have his hips engaged a little bit, and he does have separation from his shoulders. But what we really want is to have the foot open more and then the hips turned more, while still at this point in the swing having the shoulders closed off. And that's the separation that will bring power to the hit. There are two very good things here. There's one thing that's difficult to teach other people, and that is if we look at his arm path, you see how he is he's almost leading with his elbow. That's not the point. The point is more that his arm is coming fast to the ball, and then when he is hitting the ball, then the arm is stretched. Using as much of the centrifugal force as you can get is to get the arm around as fast as possible, and the only way you can do that is to make it short, but you want a long arm upon the hit. And so what Daniel has here is really cool, because he has almost his shoulders and arm lined up with the hit here. So there's a lot of energy going into the ball at this point of the hit. And then another thing that is really cool to see is how if we look at the front leg coming down, here it's settled, and then from this point on, I've talked about having a firm leg. So his leg is bent here. That's okay, because what Daniel does is that he springs it up again. So at this point, the leg is stretched. Not that it has to be stretched. The point is that all the energy that we move forward, we plant into the ground here, and then instead of collapsing in our front foot, making all the energy disappear into the ground, what Daniel does is he makes it spring up again in his body. And at this point, because he stopped the motion with his entire body, the energy can only go one place, and that's straight into the ball.